Hey. Welcome back to the garage. We have an unfiltered video for you today where I'm going to run through about 10 things in this industry of photography that bother me. But if you're new here, let me introduce myself. My name is Adam. This is my YouTube channel, Adam Has a Camera, where I make videos of me walking around taking photos for 20 people to watch. So thank you for being here. Like I said, we are going to go through couple things that I've run into that bother me. So, let's just jump straight into this. I don't have any more to ramble about. Let's get into number one, and that is people who always shoot wide open. I get it. You hear it on the internet all the time. The lower your f-stop, the better the lens is. And I will admit, I fell victim to this when I first started shooting. I bought the Nifty 50 for my first Canon 1.8, and that thing never left f1.8. I shot everything at that aperture, and I think it's just one of those things that there's a time and place where you want a really shallow depth of field, and I think there's a time and a place where you want to show what's around you. Even in portraiture, I think it's easy to default to shooting your portrait at your lowest aperture no matter what. But there's times where it's nice to see what's going on, and you don't have to brag about the fact that you spent $3,000 on a lens that goes down to 1.2 when nobody else can afford it because we got bills to pay. So yeah, always shooting wide open. You don't need to do it. Let's jump into the next one. That is always shooting at sunrise and sunset. Speaking from experience, I have hired photographers before to work with me, and when I'm running through websites and portfolios, if everything in your portfolio is at sunrise or sunset or even golden hour, I'm gonna see it like it's a crutch, and you only know how to take photos when the lighting looks nice. What I do for a living, shooting construction, I have no control over when I'm taking those photos. My schedule is dictated by their schedule out in the field. So sometimes I'm shooting at noon in the summer and the lighting looks like shit. And I have to figure out how to make those photos look good and how to work with harsh lighting and how to work with all the contrast that you're gonna get and shadows and everything to still make things look cool. So I wouldn't say this bothers me when people do it, because sunrise photos are awesome. I just think it's another crutch that if it's something that you do, you should learn to shoot in other lighting situations because it'll make you a more well-rounded photographer. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Okay, next on the list, gear elitism. You know who you are. If your beanie's rolled up 10 times and you have a Leica, I'm talking to you for this one. I don't care that you have a Leica. I don't have a Leica. And I would like to get one someday. But I shoot pretty much everything on used cameras and old cameras. I'm shooting this on an A7 III. It's a pretty old camera at this point. I have my X100F, which is an old camera. All my film cameras are all old, and they're all like kind of basic cameras. A QL17, a Mamiya 645, some point and shoot cameras that I like to use. And I don't know, I just think what matters more is the actual photos that you're taking. And, a camera's a tool. It's not the end all be all. So I don't care that you spent $10,000 on a camera because I can't. Okay, this next one, I guarantee you've heard this before. When someone comes up to you and says, "Nice camera, I bet that takes great photos." And you immediately want to throat punch them, throw them in a river, and never see them again. This happened to me literally 2 days ago on a job site, and I can't even explain how offensive it is. I take the good photos. It's not the camera. The camera has a nice sensor. I know how to use it. That's all I'm going to say about that one. Have you ever seen the banana bread at work dude video where he says how much it sucks to be working a lot and not getting paid a lot of money, dude? Yeah, I feel like that's a problem in our industry. People all have cell phones now and take their own photos and don't expect to pay you to take photos for them. Or if they do pay you, they expect to pay next to nothing. And I think we as photographers need to figure out a way to make our trade more respected. But no, in all seriousness, it is what it is, right? Like, don't do the work if you're not getting paid enough. Don't suck the value out of our entire market by doing things for next to nothing so the rest of us can't charge money. But also, like, if you're just starting out, don't expect to have $1,000 day rate or expect to be charging, $7,000 to shoot a wedding when you're just getting started. Like, price yourself accordingly based on your experience and work your way up. And don't ruin this for the rest of us. This one, hands down, I thought was going to be the last one on my list. But I thought of a couple more that I think bother me more than this one. But people expect every single photo you take to be like a Peter McKinnon banger, dude. And real photography is not like that. And I've kind of run into that with this channel where I've been posting almost like every photo I take and getting feedback about how bad my photography is. And honestly, dude, like, if you went out and shot a roll of film back in the day that had 30 whatever exposures, you would expect to come back with maybe 3 photos that were worth enlarging. And even at that point, you may enlarge them and only keep one of them. And even that one probably never got hung up anywhere. So now in this digital age where we share everything, everyone expects everything to be the best thing they've ever seen in their life. And can we just stop acting like every photo you take needs to be worthy of being hung in the Louvre? Like, it's okay to post photos that are mid. It's okay to post photos that are bad. It's okay to show all of your work, and it's okay to be okay with the fact that not everything you take is going to hit, and you can work your way up to that and enjoy the process along the way and enjoy the process of just shooting photos. That's what this is all about, right? All right. I debated putting this one on the list because it feels quite contradictory to the next point that I'm going to make, but we're going to talk about it. And I hope I can explain it in a way that makes sense. I am not one to gatekeep or, discourage people from getting into this art form because it's changed my life. But I cannot stand when people get their first camera and buy some really bad Lightroom presets, and then somehow they bust into the industry and are booking clients like crazy. And you see their work because they're good at social media or, they have a good network. And for someone like me who does this for a living, as soon as I see their photos, I can tell that it's not edited well, and highlights and faces are blown out, skin tones are all over the place. And I think this is more of a public service announcement to, the people buying our photos, and that's the level of photography that people are okay with now, I think is where I struggle. The value between someone who understands how to edit photos and make everything look good and someone who knows how to copy and paste presets, the value doesn't seem to be there right now. And those people are making money. And I see it time and time again in my area, and someone pops up and they're following whatever trend, whether it be light and airy, dark and moody, film-like. And I want it to stop, man. I want people to see the value that someone who's dedicated a lot of time to this brings. And that's not to say there's not clients out there and people that do. It just, with the social media and the internet and how everything is accessible now, it's just kind of made the quality of what's acceptable go down. And I'd like that to change. All right, this one's a funny one. This one happens to me all the time, and I'm sure it's happened to you. But you're out with your friends, your family, you're at the beach, it's noon o'clock out there, sun's directly overhead, everyone's sweating, lighting looks terrible, they got shadows under their eyes, they got a bald head and it's just reflecting the sun, and they're sweating anyway, so it's even more reflective, and everything looks bad. And they're trying to get a group photo, and you happen to walk by with your family, and they ask someone to take their photo. And someone in your group inevitably says, "Oh, he's a photographer, he'll do it." And you rage inside because you cannot make a miracle out of the situation and make this look good. But people expect you to be able to just because you're a photographer. And people don't understand that being a good photographer is more of knowing where to be, with the light and how to use light, rather than just making a miracle out of a pile of dog shit. And I think this is one of those ones that's more funny, really doesn't have anything to do with the industry, but I don't know. It just felt like it should make the list. Okay, last one. Made it to the end. If you've made it this far, you're a real OG, and I appreciate you. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, maybe consider doing that. Yeah, because it would mean a lot to me. So let's get into this last one. I'm going to kind of stand on a soapbox for this one. And like I've said, I've been doing this for a long time. I've been in the creative space for a career for forever. It's all I've ever done. I see this time and time again. I think as creatives, so I'm going to lump photographers into this, but I mean, I started as a graphic designer, photographer, videographer. So like this is kind of universal throughout everything I've seen working in marketing and creative jobs, that we're programmed to like hate everything that anyone does. And I don't know why. It's something deep inside our brains that makes us be this way. But you see someone's work, if it's a competitor or someone else that you're not working with, and our default is to just hate it. I see it time and time again, and I think that we should be more embracing and be more community driven. I mean, that's a lot coming from someone who like doesn't hang out with any other real photographers that often. But I just think as a community, we should all be happier, and we should be more inclusive, and we should build people up and bring everyone with us as we all strive to do this more, and we all strive to make more money, and we all strive to, whether it is just do this for the rest of your life because you enjoy it, whether it's making it a career, whether it's, just taking photos for fun. We should be excited that other people are out there doing it. Not everything's a competition. And if it was, you wouldn't be the best. I wouldn't be the best, So why are we acting like we have to be better than everybody else? I don't know. But yeah, I think we should just like stop being so mean. Be more inclusionary, build people up, and everything around us will then be better. And that's a metaphor for photography and life, kids. So thank you. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this one. This was kind of fun to make. I'm sure there's going to be things I said that people are going to disagree with. I'm sure there's going to be things I said that you do agree with. So either way, leave a comment down below. If you enjoyed this video, let me know. If you didn't, you can let me know that too. I'll respond to you, and I might make fun of you. You might make me cry into my pillow at night. But either way, it'll be a good time. So thank you. Thank you for watching. Consider subscribing. I still can't believe that anyone out there wants to watch me take photos and talk about it. So I really appreciate everybody out there. We'll see you on the next one. Stay crusty.